In this video, I'm going to cover the largest mod list that I've used in a campaign to date, covering what each one does, how to install the correct version, and how to adjust the settings of each to match my current Spartacus campaign. Let's jump right in. A couple things to note. I'm currently on Bannerlord patch 1.1.4. To change your Bannerlord patch version, go to your Steam library, right-click Bannerlord, go to Properties, Betas tab, click the drop-down menu, and scroll down until you find the patch you want. I've also included the mod version of each mod I'm using, so make sure that they match. Go to the Nexus mod page, click the File tab, make sure the versions here are matching. If it doesn't, press Ctrl F and type in the version to easily find it in the old files section. This is incredibly handy if you're trying to replicate this in the future after the video is old. Now let's cover all mods in the order that I have them installed. These top 4 are support mods, which won't change any gameplay features, but are required to help the other mods work. They must be placed before the base game modules to work properly. First up, we have RBM. This mod is easily my favorite one and should be a video by itself, but essentially this mod changes the pace of combat. It changes AI behavior to more closely match death-fearing humans in real life. It adjusts armor and damage to be more realistic, and several other things. It's a must-have in my opinion. Next up, we have Banner Kings. Again, this is a huge mod and needs a dedicated video, but I like to use it for a couple reasons. We can choose a lifestyle which gives a bonus and can be leveled up further. It changes the way the economy works, making it possible to survive without owning fiefs or smithing. It also allows the AI to promote companions to knights and lead armies of their own, making for a more lively map. It does so much more, but these are my favorite parts. Character Reload is a simple mod that I cannot play without. It allows you to change any aspect of all heroes on the map. Main characters, companions, family members, even enemy nobles, literally everybody. You can change their name, appearance, attribute and focus points, skill levels, and even personality traits. For a companion-only campaign, it's a must-have. I like to use a template for different types of companions, making it much easier to manage 100 or more companions. Unlimited Cap is a simple mod that allows us to change the companion and party limit. For the Spartacus campaign, I raised companion limit up to 500, so we can take as many companions as our party size limit will allow. Better Time is a simple mod that speeds up the time on the campaign map. Not only can you change the existing speed button, but it also adds an extra option for further speed. This mod will save you a ton of time, but be careful traveling in dangerous territory. The speed can be so fast that you can't react in time to avoid getting caught. Butter Achievements isn't supposed to be on the list, as I was using it for the World Conquest livestream campaign, but I forgot to remove it. Basically, it unlocks achievements even if you're using mods. Bannerlord XP Tweaks allows us to adjust the XP gain for many different aspects of the game. You can increase the XP rate for your main character, all NPC characters on the map, or only companions in your clan. Personally, I use it to speed up leveling for clan companions, making them useful before they die of old age. Better Smithing Continued is a must-have mod for anyone planning on smithing. It adds a ton of quality of life improvements like bulk crafting, smelting, and refining, as well as a weapon blueprint save system, and being able to stack custom crafted weapons. If you've ever bulk crafted custom items before, you'll know how infuriating it is to see page after page of the exact same weapon type in your inventory, instead of stacking them into one logical pile. Equip Best Item is a mod that helps equip our characters and companions with the best available gear in our inventory or the town's shop. This mod is a must-have for companion-only campaigns, as sorting through hundreds of items for dozens of companions can quickly take the fun out of any campaign. You can even create filters or lock certain slots if you want to force specific items rather than min-maxing your gear. Realistic Weather adds a couple different weather events to maps, such as rain, fog, and even sandstorms. You can also adjust the frequency that these events happen, and how much they affect units in battle. I've noticed range units' accuracy decrease significantly in rainy weather, which can be an interesting aspect to plan for tactically. You Keep What You Kill is a fun mod that allows us to keep all or some of the gear for units that our main character kills or injures in battle. There are several options to adjust different aspects of this mod, but for a companion-only campaign, I prefer to turn everything up so I can farm gear for my naked friends quickly. After all, this is something that happens normally during war. Kingslayer Unlocked is an interesting mod that allows us to change the death chance for any unit in the game. The rates can be adjusted for units only, all nobles on the map, etc. And these ratios override the medicine skill and perks in the game, making it a base flat rate. I really enjoy using this mod for story-based campaigns, as having lots of people die off in combat adds new layers of drama and complexity. But be careful, turning it up too high will kill off most nobles in only a couple of years, and your map will be infested with boring rebellions. Now for the big one, Eagle Rising. This is a major overhaul mod that adds new troop trees, weapons, and armor, changing them from medieval to Roman era. The armor and units look incredible, and the quality is something I would expect in a paid-for product and not a free mod. If you're looking for a change of scenery from the base game, this is a great mod to try out. Another huge mod is Lemmy's Europe map. This mod converts the base game Calradian map into a fairly accurate map of Europe. My understanding is some liberties were taken in order to balance the game, so it's not a one-to-one recreation of the world map. This mod also adds ships in order to traverse bodies of water. You can pay for a ferry for short trips or travel between ports, or you can buy your own fleet and travel wherever you want. More Companions for my tavern does exactly what it says. There are options to allow us to adjust how many companions will show up as well. This mod is a great addition for a companion-only campaign, making it easier to grow your squad quickly without using console cheat commands. Increased Bandit Party Size is a small mod that increases the size of bandits that spawn on the map. I'm currently using 100% size increase, but you can also download 50% or others that take it even above 100%. One thing to note, Eagle Rising changes the bandit troop trees, but using this mod overrides that and uses the base game bandit units. Battle Stats is a fun little mod that tracks combat stats for your main character and companions in the main party. It will track total kills, kills per battle, how many times they were wounded, and how many battles they fought in. Sell all but stop at 0 does exactly what it says. You can now sell all of your inventory up until the trader runs out of cash. Without the mod, you'll either have to take a loss by selling all if the trader doesn't have enough money to cover, or you'll have to go in one by one pulling items back until you reach 0. Why this isn't part of the base game already is mind-blowing. And one final mod that I forgot to include in the list is configurable battle scenes. This mod allows us to exclude certain map types such as villages or force maps, but more importantly, it can also force the time setting for each battle. This means no matter what time of the day it is on the campaign map, you can fight during daylight in the actual battle. Continuing with the incompetence theme, here's another mod that I forgot to cover, RTS Camera. The main focus of this mod is to command troops from a top-down view, but I personally only use it to speed up combat and battle scenes. To do this, enter any battle, town, or village and press L. In the top right, we need to move the slow motion factor all the way to the right. The default hotkey for this mode is terrible, and I recommend changing it. I've got mine as one of the side buttons on my mouse. Now we can speed up any battle scene, bandit hideout, or running through town with a single button. Be aware, the main file from Nexus is currently not working, so you need to use the GitHub link to download the patched version. Check the description for the link. If you followed the install order, you should have your campaign up and running without crashing. However, after 15 hours of playing with this mod list, there are a few things that will cause crashing, and I'll address them here so you can avoid them. When fighting in tournaments, don't use the skip all button as it causes crashing about 20% of the time. It's simple enough to just click next round one by one. If you're planning on smithing, do not click on the javelin group with this mod list, as it will cause a crash 100% of the time. If you disable the better smithing mod and reload, you can craft a few javelins, then restart with the mod back on so you can smelt and refine again. There's something going on with better smithing in Eagle Rising, as I've used better smithing before without any issues, but it seems this combo of mods does cause a crash, so be aware. If you're planning on using a lot of companions in the range of 50 or more, be sure to save your game before opening up the stats menu, as it can lead to a crash. It wasn't happening 100% of the time, but once I got about 50 companions or more, it would crash from time to time when I try to check kill-death ratios. And finally, Banner Kings caused random crashes throughout the campaign. In my experience, it's stable for about 1 to 2 years at a time, and then it will crash. But I haven't quite figured out why. I highly recommend turning up the frequency of your autosave to avoid losing a lot of progress, as reloading usually doesn't cause the game to crash at the same spot on your next try. You can do this by going into your options. I also noticed using better time speeds of faster than 15 can cause more frequent crashes. So if you're crashing a lot, try to back off how much you speed up your campaign, and it should resolve most of those. Aside from these issues, the mod list has been incredibly stable and it's been so much fun so far. Now let's quickly go over some mod settings that I'm currently using for the Spartacus campaign. I left everything on default for RBM. There's a warning with Eagle Rising saying to turn certain modules off, but I have yet to run into any issues myself. Bannerlord XP tweaks has a lot to cover. For player XP, I started the campaign at 1x, but things were progressing extremely slowly because of the mods, so I bumped it up to 5, and it's much better now. More importantly, player clan XP is set to 50, which makes leveling companions, combat skill a lot more fun. I also adjusted parts research speedup and crafting stamina regen in order to unlock parts faster and regain stamina faster, taking some of the grind out of smithing. I've set better smithing like this, allowing for easy refining, smelting, and crafting, but you can change it based on how much bulk you want per click. I mentioned that better time can cause crashing, so try to keep all the speeds at 15 or less, or you'll start to crash more frequently. For configurable battle scenes, I turn on force time and leave time of day at 12 noon, so there's always daylight. Kingslayer unlocked, I use 25% death ratio for both troops and heroes, as I found anything higher will kill off a lot of nobles quickly, while anything smaller doesn't really carry that much of a risk. Keep in mind, for a companion-only campaign, losing a battle means a quarter of your companions will be dead post-battle, so losing is incredibly painful. More companions for my tavern is set to 5, as going any higher will flood the world with so many companions it'll start to slow your game down. Unlimited cap is set to 500 companions, so we're only limited by our party size now. You keep what you kill settings look like this. Basically, we get to keep all the loot from any unit that we personally down in battle, injury, or death. If you haven't seen it yet, check out this video here to see the cinematic intro that I made for this campaign. Making videos like this takes a lot of time and effort, but rarely get enough views to justify them. So I wanted to thank the YouTube members and Patreon supporters who help make videos like this even possible. I appreciate it. So I can farm... This is a mate...